Hello, it is Tease again. Good day. Hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So, I want to say really quickly too, because you know how some people they may not realize. Oh, I didn't realize I was dysfunctional, or I was in a dysfunctional family. You know, because I'm thinking like or a relationship. Because I'm thinking like some people they do things without realizing, and but okay, sometimes okay, well I don't realize that I do this or that, but I don't know when it comes down to whoring and whoremongering in the name of God or of the cloth, that is intentional because it's a. I say it's intentional because it is a sport. To be a whore and a whoremonger, that's a sport. Like you know, it comes with certain uniforms, certain attitude, certain actions, and certain patterns, and rinse and repeat. You know, so it's kind of like you. It's a profession. You know, so if I'm out there whoring, it may do me some service to dress a certain way, to speak a certain way, to carry myself a certain way, and to follow through in order to have successful business. And I only say that because I've noticed a lot of whores and whoremongers, excuse me, a lot of Bible-toting whores and whoremongers. Now, you'll be the one that'll quote a scripture in a second or tell you what God told you, but you are to the naked eye, you appear to be a whore or a whoremonger. Like, for instance, like I've literally, now, I'm very open-minded. Like, I would listen to someone out of each group. Hell, I'll even listen to an atheist just to get their point of view. Because most of the time, even with atheists, like and I'm talking about when it comes to religion. Like, not saying that I adopt any religions, but I'm open-minded enough to hear someone out as to why they have their beliefs. Because even growing up, like, and I grew up Christian, and I didn't really care for Christianity because growing up, I was like, okay, I see that this is BS. If you're actually in the church, so that religion turned out to be BS. I mean, all of them probably are, but if I had questions or concerns in the Christian department, maybe the Baptist will answer a question, or maybe the Jehovah's Witness will have a question, or the Catholic will answer the question, or hell, even the atheist, because most of the time, your deepest and your biggest atheist, most of that is just rooted under deep hurt. Well, maybe their dog or grandmother died, and now they hate God behind it. I'm so mad. They're so hurt that they're like, okay, well, how could you let this happen? Or if you're real, what kind of real God that loves me allow this to happen? So basically, a lot of the atheists, most of that is rooted behind hate and bitterness, or hurt. So I say that because, like I said, you have these women of the cloth. Now, mind you, they'll swear up and down they're Bible-toting Christians or Baptists, whoever they are, but they'll have cleavage out, full face of makeup, and I'm sure if you fit their requirements, you could probably set up an appointment too. And I'm just like, I would like to call those Bible-toting whores because it's like it's I see it a lot often. I see it in the church. I see it online. It just it's just getting out of hand because it's like you don't look or dress any different than any stripper or prostitute that I've ran into, and those are sex workers. So it's like just because you have a Bible in your hand or just because you're giving words of encouragement. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is why it's important to say to set yourself apart or dress a certain way so we can decipher who is who. And also, too, even with the whoremongers, it goes with the men, too. Now, I've seen, and I've actually even followed some Bible-toting whoremongers. Now, I don't follow them because they're whoremongers. I follow them because they have great messages when it comes to, spirituality and ways of the world and how to carry yourself in life. But in the same breath, you will encourage other men to be whoremongers. Oh, okay, well, you don't have to marry these women. Just do what you want to do with them, and then let them know where you stand. So it's like, how is it that you can continue to add numbers to these women's body counts, or really add numbers to both bodies counts, but yet then in the same breath will talk down to her on being a modern woman or being a concubine. I don't know. It's just really weird, you know. And I don't know if everything just became so sexualized that where it's like, okay, well, I guess it has already spilled into the church, but I don't think it's quite been normalized. So I'm thinking now everything's about to get a lot more sexual, especially in the church. I guess with the whole Beyonce thing, I guess she opened that can of worms. Like, oh, it's okay to twerk in church. I mean, they've been doing it, but now it's quote unquote it's okay now. And I'm not gonna say that's the cause of the rise of the whores and whoremongers and the Bible toting whoremongers, but because that's been going on. But I'm thinking now you're gonna see more of it. Like, okay, now you. And they say, hell, don't be surprised if you see a strip pole or a strip club in the church. And like I say, these are things that it has been happening. It's just been happening in the back. There hasn't been a stripper pole on the pulpit, not openly. But now, if you come in, perhaps you'll see a stripper pole, or perhaps you'll see a naked missionary. Things are a little different these days, and it's a new wave. I don't even want to call it a new era, because like a sexual era where everybody just sleeping with everybody and animals. It's just kind of like that's not an era. That's a chaos before destruction, basically. Yeah. So it is said this is why it's important to be set apart and to dress accordingly. Because, like I say, if I call myself a pastor or even a counselor or a therapist, I should probably carry myself in a professional manner to where, like, okay, hey, you must be a professional worker or a doctor or something, instead of saying like, okay, well, when can we meet? I shouldn't get turned on when I see you, as a man or a woman. Like, I shouldn't see you and automatically pick up on your sexual energy. People don't know how to decipher business from pleasure. Like I say, if I'm even if I am a sex worker, I can put on clothes. There's time to wear your clothes and there's time to not wear your clothes. If you're not working on the streets, on the side of the road, you should dress accordingly, And if you're a woman of the cloth, you need to dress of the cloth. And there's a reason why they say cover yourself from head to toe, because cover yourself from head to toe, because I can't tell that you ain't a hoe, So, but pretty much, yeah. I've just seen too many men and women that claim to be of God, and they're advertising sex. It's like, no, I have a better chance of getting sex from you than spiritual revelation. So yeah, just keep that in mind and just take care.